some stories here. I'm going to bunch them all together. They're kind of the same theme. Man arrested for assaulting Muslims with his food. Political correctness has reached a dangerous tipping point. Now, you cannot even eat what you want in public without someone throwing a fit. Swedish police have arrested a man after he ate bacon in front of a Muslim woman on a train in Stockholm. The man, who is yet to be named, will be charged for inciting racial hatred. Oh my God. That's what you want in America? Everyone on the left, that's what they're getting. That's what they're fighting for. Sharia law in America. I just did a video. It's so obvious. Swedish police have arrested a man after he ate bacon in front of a Muslim woman on a train in Stockholm. Do you believe this? You can't eat a BLT without getting arrested on a train. The man, who is yet to be named, will be charged for inciting racial hatred. The Islamic faith forbids its adherents from eating pork or any product made from pigs, as they consider the animal unclean. But they can wash their bottoms with their bare hands. That's okay. That they'll do. And they'll eat. Oh my God. So, when the Swedish man saw a woman in a full veil on a train while he was eating bacon, he decided to have some fun. Okay, so maybe he took it too far. He apparently walked over to the woman and ate the delicious treat right in front of her face. like 2 inches in front? Swedish police also accused the man of calling the woman derogatory names and making racist comments, but they have failed to report on exactly what he said. It was probably nothing at all. However, how could he spew off insults when his mouth was full of delicious, salty bacon? Maybe that's why they arrested him, because he spoke with his mouth open this time. Maybe that's what the problem is. However, even if the bacon bigot didn't spout off vile remarks, it would still not justify arresting and charging him. Even if he did spout off vile remarks, it would still not justify arresting and charging him. People living in a free society have the right to free speech. It's the First Amendment. Joking about dietary restrictions is hardly grounds for crime. Other Swedes have taken to the internet in defense of the Cuisine Crusader, asking whether they are too will be charged for inciting hatred next time they walk their dog past a Muslim. Islamic scripture considers dogs, like bacon, to be unclean. Man's best friend is routinely tortured and killed in the minority of Muslim countries. Oh yeah. Little cutie, little puppy dog eyes with the big ears and that come down and the smudgy little face. They kick the shit out of him in Muslim countries. How you like that, lefties? While the dog walking comment was made as a joke, it's not a joke, man. It points to the real possibility. Our cultural practices are being criminalized. Who knows what's next? When will we stand up for our culture and not care who it offends? When is that going to stop? Political correctness needs to end now, folks. This is getting real. The police should never charge someone over what food they eat or where they eat it. This man did not lay a finger on this woman. No assault or threat occurred. He merely offended her sensibilities, which absolutely does not justify time in prison. This is what happens when progressive policies are allowed to go unchecked. Liberals get taken advantage by Muslims and are duped into promoting Sharia law to avoid causing offense. This is why President Trump's extreme vetting process is absolutely necessary. We do not want these people, these types of Muslims in our country. Why do you what do you think about this hate crime question mark in quotes? Comment below and let us know what you think. Okay. Also share it with your friends on Facebook and Twitter. Let's find some other stuff. Here we go. Christian leader comes forward, exposes sick Islamic plot against school children. Just when you thought it couldn't get worse. It's bad enough that Muslims try to indoctrinate their youth into their faith, but now they're trying to brainwash our children as well. You gonna let that happen, lefties? Martin Mayer, the president of the Christian Action Network, came forward to reveal the public school children are in grades 5 through 12 are being taught Islamic lessons and doctrine and using taxpayer money to do so without parents' knowledge. Are you kidding me? Mayer wrote in a letter to the Department of Education claiming he would file a lawsuit challenging the constitutionality of the program that is educating kids about the detail of Islam with the PBS learning media. We're talking PBS, man. Channel 13. Sesame Street Channel is in cahoots. Paid for by our taxpayer dollars. The propaganda is teaching children at a young age to be pro-Islam and agree with all of its teachings. These Islamic education programs have the stamp of the Department of Education, meaning it is approved and funded by the government. This is very shocking and hypocritical. People go insane about the Pledge of Allegiance saying, "One nation under God," yet our children can be taught about the prayers and rituals of Islam and it be tested on it. This is especially ludicrous since additional lessons on other religions like Judaism and Christianity are not offered. It's only offered for the Islamic faith, which begs the question, why are the aspects of only this religion being taught to our children? These classes are public schools are not These classes are public schools, not private. No teacher should be quizzing the educating kids on just one religion. Making students learn and memorize the Quran sounds more like indoctrination than education. If this was reversed, with the kids learning about Christianity and studying the Bible, liberals would be losing their minds and calling for the school to be sued and the teachers fired. Yet, somehow, the opposite is okay, showing just how hypocritical today's political correctness society is. They are teaching kids how to pray the Islamic way, teaching them about the 5 pillars of faith, how to chant, and how to write in Arabic. They offer neither other religions nor support the other religions, and it's upsetting to say the least. One student's mother, Libby Hilshenrath, stated they only taught her child Islam in the world cultures and geography class. Apparently the only important culture in our vast world geography is the one that is belonging to the followers of Islam. The agenda here is to brainwash the youth and impressionable so that measures like Obama's push for more refugees in America will be more widely accepted. However, Donald Trump is in the White House now, and this liberal Borg mentality is stopping dead in its tracks. It's time to bring back the Pledge of Allegiance in our schools. Because if liberals are okay with students being taught the Quran, then it should be okay for the Pledge of Allegiance and prayer to come back into our schools too. If not, they're bigots and hypocrites, and what else is new? Let's try to find another story. Here's the hard, cold truth about cities, sanctuary cities. Democrats have run for cities. You know what? It's not sanctuary cities. This is just cities. Here's the hard, cold truth about cities Democrats have run for years. They don't want you to know this. They're not showing this on the mainstream media. None of these stories that I just showed you will be on the mainstream media. Do you realize how valuable my channel and other channels like this that you can trust are? Hope you do. Democrats are trying to hide this damning information from the people because they know it will result in the destruction of their entire party. Whenever Democrats win control of a city, it collapses slowly over the course of so many years, or quickly and destructively. Detroit is a perfect example. When Detroit had Republican mayors, the city thrived, earning the highest percent capita in the nation. However, since Democrats took control in 1962, it has become an economic wasteland via National Review. Detroit was once the economic capital of America, based on a sturdy manufacturing foundation. Republican mayors managed the city from 1933 to 1962, except for a 2-year gap, and oversaw great prosperity. Unfortunately, there's been a lot of single Republican mayor. There has not been a single Republican mayor since 1962, and the city is crumbling under Democratic control. We all learn a lesson from the fall of Detroit. Democrats ruin everything with their anti-capitalistic policies and their hatred for the free market. After more than 50 years of progressive policies, Detroit has progressed to the point where nearly half of all the adults living in the city are functionally illiterate. The liberal school system has betrayed the populace and undermined their well-being, but that is just the beginning. Detroit was once the home of the robust economy and the most well-off middle class in America. Yet today, 60% of the children in Detroit live in below poverty line. The children cannot afford to eat and are running out of places to play since the 2/3 of all Detroit parks have closed down and have overgrown landfills in them. Times are tough for Detroit. So tough that it is now having a hard time keeping the lights on. About 40% of street lights in Detroit are currently non-operational. Are you kidding me? Naturally, when a city is unable to educate its citizens, when it turns out the lights and stops maintaining public parks, it creates the ideal environment for criminal behavior. Dark Detroit streets and abandoned parks offer shelter for criminals to operate. As a result, over 91% of crimes are unsolved in Detroit. All of this information paints a very bleak picture of a once great city. The Democrats like to say on the campaign trail especially that they are the party of the middle class, but in Detroit they have completely destroyed the middle class way of life. This is what President Trump is referring to when he asked the Americans living in the inner city, what do you have to lose? Democrats have failed in every conceivable avenue, and they turned a once prosperous city into a wasteland. Apparently, the only thing Democrats are good at is lying to the voters and betraying their trust. What do you think about the Democrats' track record? Please comment below, and also comment below on all of the stories that we just read here. I would like you to also share this with all your friends on Facebook and Twitter and get the word out.